Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, The Power of Synchronous Exchange. We are thrilled to have people here from all over the world today, including our guest speakers. And I'd like to start by going over the agenda so you know what's coming in the next hour. This event will begin with a brief overview of the synchronous exchanges that happened over last year. iEARN-USA hosted a number of synchronous exchanges between classes around the world. And after that, we'll introduce our amazing guest speakers. Our guest speakers will share their reflections on their experiences with the synchronous exchanges that they took part in. And then you, the audience, will have a chance to ask them questions. After that, we'll have a brief peek at our upcoming synchronous exchange opportunities this semester, which will bring us to a close. Before we begin, we just wanted to go over a quick review of some of the features in Zoom so you can all navigate seamlessly. When typing a comment or a question in the chat box, please set it to all panelists and attendees or everyone. And please go ahead now and introduce yourselves in the chat box where you're from and share where you're joining from if you haven't already. Let me just make sure the chat is set for everyone to be able to do that. Perfect. And please type in your questions and comments throughout the event. We'll try our best to answer them as we go along. And we will, of course, have the Q&A at the end. So we can go to the next slide now for a brief overview of our previous synchronous exchanges. These synchronous exchanges took place between last December and January and this past March and April. More than 230 students participated from Japan, Moldova, Spain, Turkey, and the US. Program alumni from Bangladesh and our intern from South Korea also joined and shared their experiences with the younger students. The exchanges were live facilitated video conferences that took place over the span of 30 to 45 minutes on Zoom. They included class introductions, sharing elements of each other's cultures, and participating in engaging activities such as country trivia. We can go to the next slide, please. Why did we plan and facilitate these live virtual exchanges? We know very well through all these years that iEARN has been around, and we've continued to receive consistent feedback from iEARN educators and students across the globe about how much synchronous connections enhance their virtual exchange experience. We therefore really wanted to bring such an experience to more iEARN classrooms. Next slide, please. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce our fabulous guest speakers who will share about their synchronous exchange experiences last year and the impact they had on them. We see their flags and countries here on the map. First, we will be hearing from Ms. Sylvia Kociuk, a teacher in Chisinau, Moldova, and her students. Next, we'll hear from Will, a student in Florida in the United States. Third, another teacher, Ms. Emma Matrenuc, and her students in Chisinau, Moldova, will speak. Ms. Angela Keeler, a teacher in Pennsylvania in the United States, will follow. And lastly, we will hear from Mr. Greg Riva, a teacher in Illinois in the United States. Next slide, please. And now I will hand it to Ms. Sylvia Kociuk and her students to get us started. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I am Sylvia Kociuk, and I'm an English teacher from Chisinau, Moldova. I'm honored to be here with you today. This past semester, my students and I had our first iEARN experiences under the motto, "Bring the world to your classroom." For us, this meant opening the doors of our classrooms to US students, and that's what exactly happened. Suddenly, my students were no longer just learning English in Moldova, they were connecting live with peers across the ocean. And I'm truly grateful for this opportunity. It has enriched my students, not only through English practice, but also broadening their cultural horizons. To give you a clearer picture, we joined two exchanges, both facilitated by iEARN-USA and iEARN-Moldova. In March, our 10th grade students connected with peers from Global Field Academy in Miami, Florida. Then in April, our 11th grade students met peers from Williamsburg Prep High School in New York City. Across both sessions, from Chisinau to Miami and New York, we shared ideas, cultures, and laughter, strengthening friendships and building global understanding. To prepare for these sessions, my students worked in teams to create collaborative Google Slides where they introduced Moldova, Chisinau, our school, and themselves as a class. They also gathered photos and prepared thoughtful questions. This teamwork gave them pride and confidence, knowing they were representing their country to an international audience. Both sessions combined presentations, trivia, and open conversation. At first, some students were nervous about speaking English spontaneously, but I think preparation gave them courage, and soon nervousness disappeared. It was replaced by curiosity, by laughter, by genuine connection. These two calls were filled with meaningful conversations and cultural sharing, proving once again that distance disappears when young mind connects. We also enjoyed special guests. Lindsay Myers, a former Peace Corps volunteer, shared her experience of living in Moldova, which made our students proud to see their country through someone else's eyes. And also Miss Yu Jong-wan presented about South Korea, reminding us that we weren't only exchanging between Moldova and the US, but also experiencing a truly global perspective. Afterwards, my students described these exchanges as natural and exciting, almost like traveling without leaving the classroom. Now, looking back, I can say that these sessions had a great impact on my students because they connected with the global community and felt part of something larger. They strengthened communication skills by speaking live with peers abroad. They practiced through openness and respect while proudly sharing their own culture. They collaborated effectively as a team, and they showed care and empathy, supporting one another, engaging warmly with new friends. For my students, these sessions were more than English practice. They were moments of courage, teamwork, and discovery. That's why we hope to continue these collaborations through an asynchronous exchange in the iEARN Collaboration Center. For me as a teacher, the motto "Bring the world to your classroom" has truly become reality. In just 2 sessions, the classroom walls disappeared, and my students realized that their voices matter, that collaboration gives them strength, and that one shared conversation can spark lifelong confidence and global curiosity. So, my message to every educator is this: never underestimate the power of one exchange. With teamwork and the willingness to connect, it can transform students into not just stronger learners, but also caring and active global citizens. Thank you to iEARN and to all the teachers and students who make this community possible. Before I finish, I'd like you also to hear directly from my students because their voices captured the experience the best. And now I'm very happy to pass the word to Camelia.
Hello, everyone. Good evening or good morning, depending on where you're at. My name is Camelia, and I'm a student from Moldova, as my teacher introduced me. I am really, truly honored to speak about our virtual exchange from last semester with a classroom from the United States. And I would like to say it was a truly eye-opening experience for both myself and other people from my classroom. We all had a lot of fun discussing our cultures, sharing traditions, and debunking some stereotypes from both cultures, I believe. Initially, many of us did indeed feel quite uncertain about connecting with students from a different culture, and country, especially one so far away that we don't really interact that often with. But working as a team kind of helped us break the ice, warm up, and it taught us to treasure or shared culture, and the fun activities helped us better appreciate the culture that we were learning about, in this case, the American one. As we began conversations, we somewhat quickly discovered how much we actually had in common. Being young, we had similar interests, values, aspirations. It was surprising and also inspiring. I would like to say that this exchange played a significant role in developing my personal self confidence when it comes to speaking in English, because up to this point, I don't think I would have been as open to participating in such a large scale event. It encouraged me to be more thoughtful, to also freely communicate what I think and articulate my sentences better. And we had a lot of meaningful dialogue beyond my local community. I think this is something that will probably benefit me for the rest of my life, as it also helped me become more open to the idea of studying abroad, specifically in English. And I think it's the case for a lot of my peers as well. On the other side, it also is a reason why I'm now able to speak up in front of you today. And the experience greatly expanded my global perspective. I understand more deeply the importance of cultural exchanges, mutual respect, and the power a small conversation or even a dialogue like this can have, and how it can impact a developing individual. I feel a lot more connected to the world, and I am more aware of the diverse voices that make up our global community. I would like to thank my teacher, because this is not the only event that we took part in last year of the same nature. We also had to connect with a lot more different cultures, for example, some from Turkish heritage, India, and so on. It was very productive and also, in general, very, very eye opening. This virtual exchange for me was more than just a learning activity. I would like to say that it was a step forward to becoming a more open, confident, and globally aware collective for me and my class. It is always something nice to take part in, and I am always more open to such opportunities. And I would advise anyone considering to also take part in such activities. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be here today and to speak about it. And I thank you everyone for their attention. Sorry if I was a bit nervous.
Thank you so much, Camelia. I think that was wonderful. Now I'd like to invite Emilia to share her experience.
Hi, I'm Emily from the 10th grade, and I'm also a student from the same lyceum as Camelia. We are from the Republic of Moldova. And I've also participated with my classmates in this synchronized lesson. This was, as I can say, a wonderful experience. It really taught me how to be more open-minded and how to socialize with people from other countries. At first, we weren't really sure what we were getting in, as we didn't really have such experiences with synchronized lessons. But as we participated in this activity, I felt that we really opened up ourselves. We started to talk about each other, our schools, our countries, and our culture. And it was a really beautiful experience as well, as we really got inspired from each other. I feel very honored to have participated in such an activity. And I'd also like to thank my teacher, because they encouraged us to participate in this synchronized lesson. It was very great, and I really enjoyed it. I think both we and our fellow friends from Florida really enjoyed this activity, and I would be very honored to participate next time if it will occur. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emilia. Thank you, Nicole, for facilitating these sessions and helping us build such memories and create good experiences for everyone, meaningful experiences for us.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kochuk, and your students for your truly inspiring reflections. We're so grateful to have had you participate and your active engagement. And I know your peers and partners in the US and other countries truly enjoyed connecting with you. So thank you so much. Next up, we'll have Will, an elementary school from Florida in the United States, to share about his experience. So Will, you can come when you're ready. Perfect. Hi, Will. Thank you so much for joining us today. Would you mind sharing how old you are and what grade you're in?
I am 10 and I am currently in 5th grade.
Awesome. And when did you participate with your classmates in one of these exchanges with a class from another country?
Last year when I was in 4th grade.
Excellent. And where in the world was your partner class located? You remember which country?
In the capital of Turkey.
Okay, they were in the capital of Turkey. And what did your teacher do to help you and your classmates prepare, or what did your teacher ask you to do to prepare?
She asked us to write questions for the whole class about their school and where they live,
Uh-huh.
and we wrote facts about where we live.
Okay. Wow. You did a lot of work to prepare, but I'm sure it helped you. Um, yeah. And what did your class learn about your home state of Florida from researching it?
We learned about places that we never knew existed before. For example, we learned there's a place called Peanut Island in Florida.
Wow, so you learned quite a bit about where you're from, that you didn't know before this. Wow, and what was something you learned about your partner's community in Turkey?
We learned they have a special holiday for the creation of Turkey, like the holiday in the U.S., 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
And we saw that they wear uniforms like us that don't look comfortable.
Wow, very cool. So you had quite a bit in common, it sounds like. That's so neat. And what's something that, is there anything you thought was really cool when you spoke to the kids in Turkey?
They play similar sports that we do, like basketball and soccer. And the
Ah.
name of their school means bee in Turkish.
Oh, how interesting. Okay. So you play some similar sports. Very neat. And do you have any advice for other kids who are going to do an exchange like this?
Ask questions and make sure you're prepared to answer questions.
That's excellent advice. Definitely. Questions really spark more conversation and help us learn even more about each other. Thank you so much, Will. It was so awesome to hear what your experience was like. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Great. And our next speakers are Ms. Emma Matrenuch and her students from Chisinau, Moldova. So you can come when you're ready and turn on your microphone. Hello, Ms. Matrenuch. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, good morning. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet you all here, new faces and a little older faces. Yes, my name is Emma Matrinuk, and my students and me, we are from the northern part of Moldova. That is a town, Yedinet. Well, but actually, yes, Chisinau is the biggest city in our country, in our republic, so everybody knows Moldova as it is Chisinau. So as for our Synchronous and iEARN experience, to not repeat my colleagues, I would just add that for us, for my students, I hope, and for myself, synchronous education or meetings or workshops are something I would say even specific and very exceptional, because thus you can uh, use the technology, devices, modern possibilities to connect even through the ocean or through thousands of kilometers. And it gives us a very bright opportunity to be closer, to immediate reaction, to very quick interaction, to this in-person workshops, sharing the information that is really, really effective. And I'm sure that every student can point out this. Moreover, we can have or we can benefit from video connection, audio skills, writing skills, questioning, and it looks like face-to-face communication that is rather difficult nowadays because we are so distant, but this is very effective. One more important topic is that our students can have the opportunity to communicate with the other students from the other countries, but at the same time, not only simple communication, but we all can have the educational aims, objectives obtained, like enriching vocabulary, finding out new places, new information, as Will has just stated as well, find out things that we didn't know or that we had never known before about places existing on the globe. Or for example, such things like I don't know, deforestation or something that happens in other countries that we never knew. For example, from the last time we found out about schools, about the peculiarities, about the subjects that some other people, students have, and the other people don't have. And it was very interesting about sport events, things that are very, very close to teenagers, let's say. So we're very grateful to this opportunity to communicate, to have this interaction. And I am very happy to present my students with their little, let's say, experience, little knowledge, and opinions about how was that. If you let me, I will introduce Rostislav, our gentleman, Loredana, and Victoria. So, Nicole, if you let us, yeah, so shake your hands, so virtually shake our hands, say hello to each other. And Nicole, if you let us, we will start with Rostislav. Is that okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, everyone. Last year, we had an online lesson with students from United States. We asked each other a question about school, hobbies, and daily life. And it was very interesting to compare our experience. I really enjoyed this lesson because it helped me practice English and learn more about American culture. During the lesson, I noticed how different our daily routines and school systems are, and it was exciting to share my own experience with them. I also realized that despite the distance, we have many similar interests and challenges. I think such online exchange are a great way to communicate, share ideas, and understand each other better. I hope to have more lessons like this in the future because it motivates me to improve my English and open my mind to new culture. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rostislav. And we'd love to hear from your classmates when they're ready.
Nicole, we have a short presentation in PowerPoint from Loredana's side. Can we share this, or this is only you who could share this?
Let me see. I think if you can just send it to me quickly on email, I can.
Yeah, this is in your email already.
Okay, let me check. I'll just be one
Yeah.
moment here.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to start talking, while we're doing that, that would be
Yeah.
fine. Yeah, thank you.
Loredana, is it okay if you start talking?
Sure, there's no
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so hello, my name is Loredana, but you can call me Lori for short. And back in December, it was my and my group's first time having an online meeting with the iEARN project. And we introduced each other, introduced our countries, our cultures, and it was an interesting and pretty useful information for all of us. At first, I was really anxious about the meeting, but during it, I realized that I would like it to last longer. And getting to know more about other countries, cultures, traditions, and other basic things. And it made me more motivated to stay and listen. And at the same time, I was proud to introduce our beautiful country to other people. The meeting made me more confident in my English speaking skills and in presenting something to people, which I'm sure will definitely help me in the future. And I really enjoyed listening about Bangladesh, South Korea, and the US. And as I said, I was really happy to introduce our country to people around the world as well. I liked the last meeting so much that I had to tell everyone about it. And my family members could tell that I was very excited about it. I really memorized the last time we met, and I was happy to know that we are going to have an online meeting like this once again. And I hope in the future we have it again. Thank you for listening.
Great. I can see the slide that you wanted to share. And thank you so much for sharing your wonderful reflections. If you'd like to talk about the slide and share a little more, feel free. Yeah.
Sure. In the first slide, we can see it was our meeting, seeing each other, seeing the people around the world, and maybe it wasn't so noticeable, but I was feeling very anxious and almost lost, not knowing what to say or what to do.
Thank you. Yes, and that is a common feeling for most students who are doing this for the first time, but we hope that you soon relaxed and enjoyed the experience and saw that you were amongst friends.
I did actually enjoy it, and as I said, I really hope in the future we do something like this once again.
Thank you so much, Loredana. And would you like to share as well, Victoria?
Hello, I'm Victoria, but I'm a new student. If to talk what I heard from my colleagues, I really enjoyed, and I think that this is a great opportunity for us to develop our skills, our communication skills, and also social skills, I think, because we communicate with other people from our countries. We learn some new cultures, and I'm really open for the next time to enjoy here with you.
Thank you so much, Victoria. It's so brave of you to speak, even being a new student. So we really appreciate that. And we are so thankful for all of you sharing your insightful reflections on the experience. We hope to have you join again soon. Thank you so much, Ms. Matrenik, and your students.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
Thank you again. So our second to last speaker is Ms. Angela Keeler. She's a teacher in Pennsylvania. So I will hand it to Angela when she's ready.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'm from Hope Partnership in Philly, as she said, and my students graduated in June, so I wanted to make sure that I shared not just I talked to them and want to share some of their insights as well as my own reflections. I really enjoyed that students realized that others face, like when they were doing this exchange, one of the things that was really impactful for them was that they realized that others faced the same challenges as they did, and there was so much more that they had in common that they were not anticipating. And they loved learning about the facts with one of our exchanges with Moldova, and learning also facts about Philadelphia that they really didn't think about before because of the questions that were asked. So they were really happy to learn about Philadelphia as well as learning about Moldova. They felt nervous at first to meet the other students, but this changed very quickly during the Q&A. And I really enjoyed how quickly they accepted one another and were really comfortable being themselves. So that was really a wonderful result of this exchange as well. And they appreciated how thoughtful and kind the Moldovan students were, and were so impressed of their command of the English language. When they were telling me they were nervous, they said, all right, you're nervous, but you're speaking in your native tongue. All of the students in Moldova have to speak English, which is not their native tongue. So imagine how nervous they are. And they told me, they said, Mrs. Keeler, we would never have known that they weren't English speakers. They were amazing. They were amazing. That the next time we really want to learn some words from them so that we can give back a little bit to them, because it was so wonderful that they accommodated us. So they were just really impressed by that. And the students were all authentic and genuinely curious. So they really, really enjoyed it. Even though the picture of them, they were all looking, that's what that's a shot of some of them in the background as they were watching. So it was kind of fun, but there was, it was really great. I don't know if you'd like to go to Kiss. So we also were lucky enough to speak to Turkey as well. They were asynchronous because we weren't able to, like, unfortunately, I was ill, and so we weren't able to stay with the same date. But it was really great because this Turkey students showed us how we had to up our game and make sure that we would be able to do and make it more impactful when we did meet with Moldova. They enjoyed that the questions were very similar in the facts of what they wanted to know about each other, what the culture was, what was their favorite foods, what were some of their favorite sports. The kids really thought that was really great, that the questions, even though they were from across the world, were very similar. And Katya's class did an amazing job introducing their culture to our students. Food, architecture, and sports, again, were some of the favorite topics. And they really appreciated the hard work and the conciseness of the students. And I would recommend for any students to think about this. Like you said, it's just very impactful for the students to have that commonality, the shared goals, and just how even they were concerned about that. Like, well, are they going to think we're too weird because they were urban, they're from a small place, but we're this urban city in the United States. Will they not, maybe they won't like us. And that's not what happened. And it was really a wonderful thing that they realized, this is wonderful. Everybody's accepting us for who we are, and we're able to talk and just be ourselves. And they were really great. So that's the biggest takeaway for me. An incredible journey. So I would say, please have, like, anyone who's thinking about this, please do it, because it's an incredible journey that you can take your students on. And, it's just a wonderful thing to do. So thank you so much, Nicole. All right.
Thank you so much, Angela. It's amazing to hear the impact the experiences had on them, and how they really just truly connected with their peers across the world. So thank you for sharing about that. Really appreciate it. Our last speaker is Greg Riva, a teacher in Illinois. So, Mr. Riva, go ahead when you're ready. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello to everybody participating in this meeting today. I find it exciting. My name is Greg Riva, and I'm a science teacher here in the Chicagoland area. And we've been involved with doing synchronized meetings for the last few years at the middle schools, St. Thomas the Apostle School that I was teaching at. Last year, we talked to Moldovan students. We talked to students from Turkey. And in previous years, we had the opportunity to talk to students from Poland. And it was always a great experience for the students. I think that the learning experience, the learning opportunities that these type of meetings bring to students and teachers is just incredible. And in the 21st century learning environment, this is what you need. You need this type of access, this type of resource to really connect with students across the planet. I think our youth are facing a lot of issues, global issues that are the consequences of climate change and global warming. And this is a great way to try to unify the effort by the youth to make a difference. And if there's one thing that I must say about these meetings is especially the introductions where they get to know each other. If you can become friends, that breaks down all types of barriers, and then it can lead to people listening to each other more and appreciating what people have to say, appreciating other cultures. iEARN and these synchronous exchange meetings provide that opportunity, and I think it's essential, especially as we move forward in this century, trying to address some of these issues, some of the problems. So it's motivating for the students, it's motivating for the teachers, and I think when we got together, the organizational aspect of it, where it's easy to access, you get online and there's an agenda that we can go through. It has good organization and it can build on it. Okay, I think these relationships that we establish are crucial, and the students really they just really benefit from it. I mean, I think there's all the soft skills, organizational skills, communication skills, that's important, but it's the idea that you're tying into global concerns. There's a book I was reading on critical thinking, and it's wicked problems. You want to address the wicked problems of the world, and believe me, climate change is a wicked problem. A lot of different aspects to that, and if you can bring in all types of minds across the planet thinking and dealing with that, it sets the stage for something to happen, especially with our youth. If you empower the youth, they're going to make change, and I think that is one of the fundamental things that it brings to you. And I think it's essential that teachers pursue this. I know I've always used these meetings as a culminating thing. We've worked toward this meeting, and I've heard some of the students mention about getting ready for these meetings, and you work toward the meetings, and that's a really good thing for teachers, because then you can plan around getting to that finish line. And if I'm motivated to get there, I get my students motivated to get there. We're all going to get there. We're all going to score the touchdown, okay? Throw the long bomb. And that's what I think iEARN, it delivers that to teachers, the resource you can grab onto and just take off with it. And it's going to be an essential resource for 21st century education. Are these type of exchanges, and so that's my take on it. And I hope to stay involved with this and stay involved with these activities. These exchanges are great, and one of the things I say, we've got to get into some sort of international exchange where students actually come. We send students there, students come to our schools, and we go beyond that. From the Zoom to the physical exchanges. So that's my take on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Riva, for your insights and your wise words. We definitely hope that more and more teachers and students, take advantage of these offerings and participated in a synchronous exchange, because we've just heard how powerful and how impactful they really are. So thank you so much. We just wanted to thank our brilliant speakers for sharing all their wonderful insights with us. And just, you could tell they were just speaking from the heart. So we truly appreciate that. And we just wanted to take some time now to give the audience a chance to ask our speakers their questions. So if you have questions and haven't already typed them in the chat box, please do so now, and we will try to go through them and have our speakers share a bit more. So let me take a look to see if we have any here that I can start with. A lot of conversation in the chat box, which is excellent. We're so happy to see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Lots of sharing happening. Okay. Let me go down to this last bit. I know that we've posted a few ourselves to some of the speakers, so maybe I'll start with some of those. I know Hannah just posted, to the students. We'd love to hear what were some things that surprised you when you participated in one of these synchronous exchanges. If you'd like to just unmute yourself and share or raise your hand, Will, I see you have your hand raised. Please go ahead. Yeah.
I forgot to mention that from what I could tell, everyone there had a lot of fun while doing it.
Tell Miss Nicole she's muted.
By the way, you're muted.
I'm sorry. Thank you for thank you for letting me know. And thank you for sharing that. That is such a great thing to hear. We really, that is one of our big goals, that we want to make sure everyone has fun and really loves the experience and wants to do it again. So thank you, Will, for sharing that. Camelia Maria, please go ahead.
So one thing that actually surprised both me and my classmates when we did our synchronous exchange was the fact that the classroom from the USA actually knew a lot about Moldova. They actually researched it before coming into the meeting. And we had a lot of fun wondering if they were going to guess or not going to guess the answer to our questions. And they actually did very well. I think they got all of them correctly, which was very impressive.
That's great to hear. Thank you. Yes, I know that the students who participated in these all really enjoyed preparing and then participating in that trivia with each other, maybe like getting some of them right and then learning some new things. So thank you. Let's see if we have any others who, okay. Maybe we'll move on to another question. I see Fofana asked, what advice would you give to someone new who wants to get the most out of a program like this? So students, teachers, feel free to share your thoughts.
Well, I just posted that. I said, you got to get involved. So just get involved. I mean, I know it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. You have to get involved, make mistakes, and then get better at doing it. And the next time you come around, you'll be good at it. I think the students even talk about being nervous about getting when they go online, and then they end up having fun. And I think there's such a wealth of opportunity here. I don't see a teacher getting involved with it. You've got this incredible asset you can use, and you can and to take it to whatever direction you want to take it, to whatever level you want to take it. And so you just got to get involved, though. Get into it, and it's kind of hard to explain, but that's what you have to do. Be a risk taker.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Greg. It's so true. And we're here to support you throughout. So, don't worry, don't be afraid. Everything will go fine. And I think you shared with me recently just how your students lit up when they saw, their peers across the world and were actually talking to them face to face on Zoom. Yeah, how much they lit up in those moments. So it really is worth it. Thank you. Okay, let's see what else we have here for questions. Okay, lots here. So, okay. I see asking about advice. Maybe, let's see. As students, would you like to share any things you kind of realized you had in common with your peers when you were speaking to them from another country? Some things you had in common with each other. I know, Will, you did share about the uniforms and some of the sports and activities you like to do. Is there anything else? Yes, Loredana, please go ahead.
So about the last meeting we had, I can tell that we had a lot of common with other perks from the other countries about how they don't like when it comes to cutting the trees down, sports, homework, also the weather. And it is nice to know that no matter the distance, we still have things in common that we enjoy, and we still have our opinions that are the same.
Yes, thank you for sharing that. It's so true. You really had, we saw so many things in common, things that you cared about, what you thought about different issues and, things you enjoyed. So thank you. Yeah. And would anyone else like to share maybe, something they learned or a highlight from the experience you had? I know you did share a lot already, but if there's anything else.
Nicole, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add on my behalf as a teacher, as an instructor, that after such meetings, we usually organized like short debriefings. We make out of this a more official, a more official class, so that we could analyze again, maybe to cement, to harden this knowledge that they acquired, because indeed the students are from different parts of the world, but there are so many things, as Loredana mentioned, in common. And it's nice to reanalyze again after the meeting what was interesting, what was absolutely new, what was familiar, how we can reduce the level of fear, the fear of speech, the fear of speaking in a foreign language, what we can improve. It's nice to see and to hear yourself both gaining the experience and analyzing how we can improve. Yes, very important, the level of foreign language, because English is a foreign language. And as Hannah probably said, that it's usually hard to talk in public. So we need to learn how hard it is, and to educate yourself and to educate ourselves, and to discuss a lot of interesting issues that they find out. For example, last time we heard that in one part of the world they have 6 seasons in a year. So for us there was an unexpected surprise. So it is as if you are, watching a National Geographic channel or reading a Discovery, book. So it's like a win-win situation, both communication, interaction, opening new horizons, let's say, and practice, of course, a lot of practice. So thank you so much for such a wonderful opportunity on behalf of teachers and instructors.
Thank you so much, Ms. Matreniuk. It's very true that, yeah, debriefing and reflecting together after the experience is so important and really helps you think about what you'd like to try next time, and also just recognizing your accomplishments. Like, it's amazing that your students, communicated in English, right on the spot with other students in the US. Like, that's such an amazing accomplishment. So to celebrate that too is so important. Thank you. And I see a great question in the chat for the teachers. What was the process like to integrate this kind of a virtual exchange into your curriculum?
Well, I'll chime in again.
Great.
It's a couple of different ways. Yeah, I said that the exchanges can be used as a culminating event where you can express the results of some projects you've worked on. Now, of course, I'm a science teacher, so the projects that we work on are related to earth science, life science, or physical science. But I always have the lean toward addressing climate change and the factors, because climate change is multidisciplinary. So as an exchange, it gives you an avenue to ask questions about other regions in the world and how they're addressing issues like, let's say, water security or food security or energy production. And it gives you a chance to actually get some feedback on that. So an issue that you've been studying, and it can be any of the disciplines: earth science, life science, physical science. Again, I just see it as a tool where students become motivated that what they're learning is important, that what they're learning can make a difference. And now you talk to people around the world and you find out that they have the same concerns you do, fresh water. Everybody's concerned about that. And so it's one of the, I think that it just lends to, you're trying to develop, get the kids to learn concepts in whatever your discipline is. I get it. In my discipline, it's science, but it goes beyond that. It gives a reason, a meaning to want to learn. And I think kids, they're motivated by it and they want to learn. They want to become learned people. And so I think it's just one of the avenues you can utilize as you're trying to educate, and that's my take on it. So, okay.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Riva. Yes, Ms. Keeler, go ahead.
I think it really intuitively fit very wonderfully into the curriculum. One of the things that's really wonderful about our school is we want to try to build the whole person, like most schools do, right? You want to mind, body, and spirit, and to have them understand and to look at, like Greg was saying, the challenges or the sustainable goals and things that we want our students to know that they can have some impact and or be those change makers, like you've talked about, like being the change makers as well. And they have to learn how to public speak. They need to be able to research and to present. And all of those things came into this presentation, be able to communicate with their peers, be able to listen and to be able to take in the information and then use it. And I really loved what Miss Emma said about how you have the meeting afterwards, like how did this go, what it was like, and to have them have those moments of reflection. And so all of it was just really magical. Like it was just a really, like I said, an incredible journey of learning more about themselves and others, and realizing we do have same goals, we can make an impact, we can learn so much from someone. And they didn't know much about the other countries. We did research a little bit beforehand, but they also thought, you know what, we need to learn another language to be respectful the way that the Moldovan students were with us. And that was just something that they said, we never really thought about that before, but this is kind of important. So it was really, it fits really well into your curriculum. You don't have to do more. You can just make what you're already doing so much more impactful, like Greg had said, like, so, and I love the way honestly, all of the presentations of what we did see made me realize, because I was brand new to it, how much more I can do with my students. And I know how I can improve what I did this year with the students as well, because of how amazing the presentations were from the other countries. So I was very grateful for that and learned a lot from the other countries about how I can make it better for my students as well. So thank you, ladies, for making it very impactful, because it was. The two teachers that I dealt with were amazing. And I thought, okay, we need to step up our game next year because they were just so great. So.
Thank you so much, Angela. Really appreciate your thoughts and sharing about how it impacted your students so much. Yeah, Sylvia, would you like to share?
Yeah, I also think that the more we connect, the more united we are in a learning community. We live in a global community, so we have, as Greg mentioned, same challenges, same problems, and our students have same interests as they connect online. They have same interests, same daily life challenges. So these lessons were very meaningful, impactful, and helpful, I think.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are so inspired by all of you and your students. And we're hoping that the audience is also feeling very inspired and excited to sign up and participate in one of our upcoming synchronous exchanges. So we're really happy to share that we will be offering more exchanges to iEARN classrooms around the world, K-12 classrooms, and here's a little bit of information about them. We are also sharing a link in the chat where you can learn more and apply for one of these exchanges to connect your class to another class. I will just share briefly. Each exchange, again, will be a live facilitated one between two classrooms. So they will be between a U.S. classroom and a classroom in another country. We will be including things like class introductions, elements of each other's cultures, participating in activities like cultural and country trivia. These exchanges will take place this November and December. So we're currently collecting applications from teachers now through the form that's available through the link in the chat. So please don't miss out. Be sure to fill out an application now so you can be part of this. And we will then reach out to the teachers who apply and let you know if we have found a match in terms of your availability and theirs, and share more information and next steps. So thank you in advance for hopefully joining these exchanges. We're excited this year to also be offering for the very first time our Meet a Changemaker exchanges. These exchanges will also be live facilitated virtual exchanges between a changemaker or a young leader from the iEARN community and 2 to 3 international iEARN classes. So students will hear directly from these youth change makers from countries like the US, Cameroon, Suriname, Bangladesh, and these inspiring young leaders will share how they're addressing world issues. Many alumni from our in-person exchange programs have done amazing work in their communities and beyond, so we're excited to connect them with your students. Participants will also have the opportunity to ask them questions during these exchanges. And these will actually be taking place very soon. Next month in October, we will be sharing the final schedule of the exchanges very soon. So please stay tuned for that. And we're sharing the link where you can see that just as soon as it comes out very soon. We will also be sending, some email communications to teachers in iEARN, so you don't miss that. So yes, again, we are offering these 2 types of exchanges in the next few months: the Meet the World exchanges, where you can connect your class with another class, just as you've just heard, and then the Meet a Changemaker exchanges, which I just described as well. So with that, we wanted to give a huge thank you and all of our appreciation to our amazing guest speakers today. Your reflections on participating in a synchronous exchange were so eye-opening and inspiring, and we are so grateful to you all. And we thank our wonderful audience as well. It was a joy to have people from all over the world with us today, asking questions, engaging with our speakers, and hopefully joining these experiences coming up. So please, educators, don't miss out the opportunity to apply for your class to participate in one of these exchanges. The chat box has the links, and we will also share them via email and in newsletters. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We'll also put the email you can reach out to us in the chat box in a moment. So we wanted to end by inviting all the presenters, the students, the teachers who spoke today to come back on camera and wave goodbye and say goodbye in your languages, so we can see all of your wonderful faces as we say goodbye today. So thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you one more time.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
You
Bye.
too. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.